What is up, you guys? Sorry, hold on. Thought I took that off the screen. Yeah, we only had DC Legends. Didn't need you guys to see that I'm going to Iron City this weekend. Um, yeah, so I did a bleed video, and apparently someone who watched it did not actually pay attention to the video, and started complaining that I did not that the teams that I showed weren't true, and that one of the teams that I showed weren't true bleed. Obviously, they weren't paying attention to the video because I did explain that there was one team that was not a true bleed while the other one was a true bleed. Anyways, so you guys remember we did a couple different variations of it. You know, we had Suicide Squad Joker as a lead. We had our friend here, Captain Cold, as lead. We had a couple different variations. We even had Atrocitus as lead. So today I'm going to focus on Black Manta. And the reason why we're focusing on Black Manta is because since we got him, we've seen him become part of a meta in so many different ways. You'll notice that a lot of people usually use Black Manta. Even, let's see. Oh, they're not using him in Red Alert today. That's interesting. Usually you'll see him in Red Alert too. That's another big thing. So the AI is definitely using him, as well as other players are using him. Yeah. So, yeah. Manta is definitely a very great character for a couple reasons. One, his basic ability does damage, but it also applies one bleed as long as the target's bleeding. He'll do light damage and 1 to 2. As you level it up, you'll add like another bleed. So by the time you get it to like level 8, level 9, it's gonna add like 2 or 3. You have your Optic Blast, which always applies heal immunity. After that, all that other leveling up will just be damages. Then you have the chance for a 70% chance to turn up to 5 mens into bleeds. You have the Blood and Water. When an enemy bleeds, he gains agility up and 2 stamina up. So he's really, and that's why I said in the other video, he's very good for. He's one of characters you can actually use for a bleed team. I wanted to do a video specifically on him. That's why I didn't actually include him in the other video, only because he has, with him, there's a couple things you can do. And the other person did bring up that you can use, who was it? Actually, we'll go ahead and look at that comment right now. Hold on. So yeah, he brought up that we can use Dr. Poison or Black Manta. He said that they're better alternatives to damage good Joker, and that's actually a false statement. As is the case that Joker will actually, with his basic skill, he will go ahead, like I mentioned in the other video, he will add bleed to his main target. He'll add a bleed to everyone else that takes damage, plus like 1 or 2 extra ones. So he's actually really good for a bleed team. On top of the fact that his second skill is a stun skill, so you just go ahead and throw all those bleeds on all these characters, stun one of the characters, and say you're going against General Zod, which is perfect example. General Zod, even though he's a green character, as are all Kryptonians, he will still do immense amounts of damage to blues, which is interestingly which is actually very rare amongst most characters. But so we're gonna use Siren obviously because she just screams a bleed team. And now with this team, you can go ahead Like I said, in the other one, you can go ahead and use Banshee. Her basic skill adds the whatchamacallit, the bleed. Now the thing with Banshee though is that if you're not going to have someone on your bleed team that's going to purge a buff, Banshee kind of falls short, because then you're only using her for her second skill, her first skill, her third skill will hit everyone, but doesn't have a high chance of stunning someone. If you're purging, on the other hand, you'll be able to use that twice in like ridiculous amounts, because of the fact that it actually goes off whenever someone uses a stun. Now, Chemo, very good character. I mentioned in the other video, he has his second skill causes bleed, third skill causes a speed down, and his first skill causes silence. And the only way to use Fallout, which is his third skill, the enemy team has to have a total of 6 bleeds, which is extremely easy with this type of team. So we're going to go ahead. Siren is going to use her group skill, and as you saw, it causes bleed once you legend it up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, and since they're already bleeding, we're going to use Black Manta's basic skill. We're going to go ahead with this one. Now, since Wonder Girl is here, you're going to want to kill her off quickly. You don't want to prolong the process. But as you guys saw, Fallout was readily available. There's no cooldown with that skill. It's a really good skill. You just have to go ahead and wait 4 to 6 bleeds if you're not running a true bleed team. So when you're running a true bleed team, that's never mind, because then you already fulfill that cooldown thing, and there's a glitch in the system. All right, fine, whatever. But I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on auto, just to get past that glitch, hopefully. It's kind of annoying when the glitch happens. So we're just gonna have to. This is also a new thing that I've noticed is on the thread a lot. A lot of people are bumping into this glitch, but yeah, but that's definitely been on the thread a lot. For some reason, this glitch has been popping up all over the place. So hold on. So that is one way. Sorry about the glitch. Apparently, my system is not all that impervious to glitches. Now, another way. So this is what I have for an Atlantean team. Sorry, it's team number 3. As you guys already know, that's what I have. But I think I've shown you guys the variant. Let me see if I could find somebody that has a team that we can use for a good example. Anybody that uses Bane, preferably. Because that right now, the current meta, we see a lot of people using Bane. Even the AI uses Bane like a lot. So as you guys know, Bane can actually go ahead and rack up those annoying, pesky heals. Not only that, but he also hits really hard. Okay, so this might have been the reason why my system was glitching on me. Alright. Let's go to Bane and I'll show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. He's also one of my very least characters, one of the characters I do not use that much. But so for I am Bane, he will go ahead and he has a 30% chance to use a venom injection if Bane takes damage. So a lot of people have him at like, say maxed that. A lot of people will say like, let's say max that out. So you're gonna see that happen a lot when you attack him. You have this men thing, so heavy damage to an enemy, 50% to stun when he's mending, and then that's a cooldown of 1. he gains 2 mends. Then you have where he like gains 3. By level 9 he gains 4, and then he'll heal. Another 50% damage if he's mending, and then you're looking at another 10% for that one, plus another 20%, plus another 25 on top of the regular damage that he's doing. So yeah, Bane is definitely a character that is very dangerous. I'm not even gonna say can, I'm just gonna say he is. For instance, with this team, usually when I go to play with this team on PvPs, I'll end up coming across Bane. Now, Bane is the biggest pain in the butt for any team, really. Even if I was to use my regular team, because of his capability to heal, just over time, just really quick, and when it comes to healing, I'd say he's healing self. I'd say he's second to Etrigan. But really, that's just how what's his name works. Even if let's see if I could get him in here. I just don't want this to glitch out on us again. All right, so we had him on team 5. So we'll go ahead and not her. Sorry. So we'll go ahead and keep him in there. And then let's say, now Killer Croc does have a bleed effect. His first skill does cause bleed. Pretty cool thing about Killer Croc, when he's stealth, you actually do run a chance to go ahead and use his third skill automatically when he attacks. Just a thought for you guys. Let's see, other characters you can use are I mean, it really depends what you're looking at. There are other characters you can use for a bleed team. Just keep in mind that the most effective choice is for a bleed team. You're definitely, the staples are going to be Black Manta and Siren. That's it. Now, Joker is definitely the best option for one. And then after him, of course, you have Dr. Poison. You have what's this other one? Let's see if I could find them. Probably don't even have them. All right, Dr. Poison and someone else. So you have a couple characters in this game that can go ahead and cause bleed. I'm very picky with my characters. The thing with me is that I don't like to just go ahead and grab whatever's most popular. Sorry, guys. Yes, I'm going to Iron City this weekend, which is the first of its kind immersive video game. Not a video game. You're given a team, and then you and your team are the pieces in the game. You gotta find clues, solve puzzles, and stuff like that. But anyway, and the whole game is actually built from the movie itself. So you get special drinks that are at the bar that are specifically tailored from the movie. Anyway, so that's an idea you guys have for that team. Also, the other thing you can do with Black Manta, this is just a thought. Remember that he also adds he adds healing immunity. So you don't have to go the whole route of True Bleed. You can go ahead and, let's say, I'm just going to put them there for now. Let's say we go with this lineup. Now we'll add, I don't know. Because remember, his basic skill, Atrocitus is really the most universal character you can have in this game. You can use him for beatdown teams. You can use him for bleed teams. So many different things. You can go ahead and take Banshee, for instance, and we'll just play that. So we'll throw Banshee in here and Atrocitus. This is not a true bleed team, but there's another idea you guys can do. So Siren, third skill. Okay. Now, Banshee's last skill is actually really good. I like it. It will get rid of a lot of health from these characters, and whatever they don't, you could just go ahead on third skill Atrocitus, and then you've got all your stuff over there. Now, another idea you can do if you're not going to go with the full bleed team, Prince Orm. Ocean Master is really good for another part of the meta that's really annoying nowadays, taunting. Taunting and healing are the meta, guys. So you have to plan ahead for that. So we use second skill. Everybody that's pissed off will more than likely attack. There we go. Add a bleed there. And notice he's healing as we're hitting him, which is one of the more annoying things about him. So we'll add a healing immunity there. And remember, with Black Manta, he literally will not miss on that healing immunity. He always hits with immunity heal immunity. And now, say you're going against a team that has Superman or a lot of taunters, and you don't really feel like waiting. Guys, you have Ocean Master for that. He will literally purge every buff. Hold on. With his first skill, you're looking at purging one buff all the time, not just sometimes, all the time. His shielding, even though he shields people, he will also remove 2 debuffs from his team. This one removes removes 50% turn meter plus an additional 25 to a random enemy, which is more than likely when I use it. It's usually the same target. So you have some options here. You don't have to go True Bleed. You can. True Bleeds are really good when you're facing tough targets. And there are a lot of options. It's dependent on your roster, what you have readily available. Like they used to tell us in the Army, use what you have, use the tools you have available. And if you don't have any tools available, make them. But anyways, that's that whole team in a nutshell. Manta is definitely like he's definitely meant for a bleed team, definitely meant for that whole anti-Bane existence thing. As you guys saw, Bane got those mends, but then it was turned into bleeds because of Black Manta's last skill, where he can actually go ahead and it's right here. So blood and water, when an enemy bleeds, wrong one. Vengeful Conversion. At the end of an enemy's turn, 70% chance to turn up to 5 mends into bleeds. Wow, that's like a tongue twister for me. So that's definitely an option, guys. He's also a very universal character. I mean, you could splash him into other teams. It doesn't have to be True Bleed, like I showed you guys. You can go ahead and use them with Atrocitus. You can use them with Siren, Banshee. There are a lot of different things, but remember that if you're going to go the True Bleed route, Siren and Black Manta are staples, because of the fact that Black Manta's second skill is a group attack that causes bleed on the entire enemy team, while his first attack will go ahead and add extra bleeds on the target as long as they're bleeding. Siren will go ahead and, when you legend that third skill up, she'll go ahead and add a bleed there on the entire team. Then she'll go ahead and add 3 to 4 with her second skill. Then you have like 4 for her first skill when the target's bleeding. So you have options, guys. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell notification so you guys know when I drop another video. This week I gave you guys two videos, and also don't forget to drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, I love to hear from you guys, suggestions on what characters you guys want to hear and want to see from. Remember, this is my roster, so don't go too insane. there was a couple months I had to be out, so I actually missed a couple of these characters. But someone actually asked me to do a video on Blue Beetle, who is honestly, you guys could watch the video, and honestly, I didn't work on him as you guys saw because he's just not that fascinating to me. He's way too dependent on shielding, and honestly, unless you have the time to build into a team that's going to start shielding, he's not worth it. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, someone's grandma slipped and fell. That's usually what happens out here. Grandmas are slipping and falling. There's not really much out here that happens, and I should know. I ran EMS for like 7 years. But I love you guys. Remember, like button, subscribe, and bell notification. Comment on what character you want a review on, and I will do it, even if there's like a specific team. All right? Bye.